So this is Prequiz 3.1, which is projectile motion, and I can't see myself. Here I am. All right. So here's a cliff. A ball rolls off a cliff. 17.3 meters per second, 1.56 seconds. We don't know the height of the cliff. We don't know how far out it lands. We do know so very little. Okay. How high is the cliff? Okay, so 17.3 goes here, right? And then this guy is, so these guys are always the same. That's 0. This is negative 9.81. This guy is 0, right? And then the time of 1.56 we can put in. And then I think all we have to do is figure out this and this and this. So I'm going to use V equals U plus AT. Remember, V equals U plus AT is not in the data packet. You will have the data packet next time, but it will not have that formula in it. Okay, so 0 plus negative 9.81 times 1.56. Whoa. And then I'm going to use ut plus 1/2 at squared. U is 0, so 1/2. So 0.5. Negative 11.9368. And then this one is just S equals UT. So it's this times this. 26.988. Class. So on 1, 2, and 3, be more quiet now. How high is the cliff? Well, from the top to the bottom, that's what this is. The displacement is down 11.9. So I'm willing to say that this cliff is 11.9 meters tall. Why is it a negative? Because it's a weird way to say the height of a cliff, isn't it? To say that from the top you have to go down 11.9. So I'm just going to make it positive. And then how far from the base of the cliff do we land? This times this is about 27 meters. 27.0 meters. Right? And then the speed of impact, which one is the speed? Is it this guy? Is it this guy? Or is it the hypotenuse that they might make? It's the hypotenuse, right? So when it hits the ground, it's going over, it's going down, maybe not so fast. We could even find the angle and the magnitude, but we're just going to find the magnitude. So square root of 17.3 squared plus 15.3036 squared. And here's where you really don't want to round these guys too much. So 17.3 squared plus, and that's 23.1 meters per second. That's the speed of impact. It's always the speed. It's always the hypotenuse of the velocity vector. Yeah? So on the skill set, some of them I tell you the height of the cliff, how far out they land. You got to figure out things like the speed, right, and time in the air and stuff like that. Sometimes I tell you how far it lands, height of the cliff, or the speed, and then you figure out where it lands. I mean, there's all sorts of, it's sort of a shell game, what I tell you. But suffice it to say, when you put it in here, one side will be solvable, and you'll be able to do it. Are we okay on 1 through 3? Okay. And there are no really varsity questions on that. The test version has a varsity question. It's like you know, so far above the ground or so far out, or what at some time, you know, what's the velocity is the question there. Yeah.